and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. So today we are working on the last starter house for the challenge from the ground up. So like I said, it's the last starter house. It will cost your Sims approximately 16,428 simoleons. Unfurnished is 15,606 simoleons, and it sits on a 20 by 15 lot. I actually find a starter home to be one of the more difficult homes to do, mostly because you really are limited on funds in The Sims 3. Like, you get a lot more in Sims 4. You can build much nicer houses in Sims 4 for starter prices, but in The Sims 3 you're quite limited. And I like to try to do different things with starter homes just to try to make them look a little bit more unique. That's kind of what I did here with this house. I kind of gave it like this basement, but at the same time kind of made it look like it was kind of a split level, but made it look a little on a different side. If you watch my From the Ground Up series, you would have seen posted last Wednesday. It had a little sneak peek of the outside of this house. Well, here is the video showing you how I created it. As you can see, it did take a lot of trial and error before I finally got the stuff, the stairs, the rooms, kind of the way I wanted it. And then I ran into the problem of it costing way too much, because that tends to happen, it seems like, quite easily with The Sims 3, because again, you don't get very many funds when it comes to starter homes in The Sims 3. So it was quite difficult for me. The house does have like a sunken area. Your Sims do have to go down a step to get from the living room to the kitchen and dining area. It's not a big step because I didn't want it to be a super like huge difference. What I was wanting, and I think I accomplished it, was for the roof area of the lower area to sit right on top of the dirt, on top of the ground, be ground level. And in order to do that, I really had to lower the foundation, like really as far down as I could possibly get. So it's like a single step basically is what it ends up being. So it's not too super big, but here you'll see that I'm going to be using constrained floor elevation a lot. So if you download this house, be very careful, because if you mess up the roofing, it can be a little bit of a bear to put it back if you're not super familiar with the cheat. So yeah, it but I wanted the house to have a roof there. I could have not put it in at all, but I kind of wanted, the only time you really see it is, you know, like pictures, if you were to take indoor pictures and stuff. And even then, I'm not sure how well you can actually see it. But I had it envisioned in my mind that you'd be able to see the roof, and I wanted a slanted ceiling. So that's kind of what I did here, and that's kind of the effect that I created. So my theory, or what I was planning on for this house, like I said, I ran out of money, so I had to take a lot of the furnishings out. But when you first walk into the house, the room on the left, because of it having slanted walls, and sometimes you can't do much with a room that has slanted walls, you can kind of, you know, you'll see it. I kind of make it like a closet, like a coat closet or something when you first walk in, because it's not really, it's not really super usable. So it's the room right here that you'll see. I'll put a coat closet or a bunch of clothing and stuff in it. That's the coat closet area. And it just, I ended up having to take the rack of clothes out because it just cost too much. So I even used free siding on the house. So I used this vertical paneling, wood paneling stuff, so you don't see the slanted of the walls as much or at all. And then I found some free siding that I put up in the eaves or the peaks of the roof, just to save a little bit in the, you know, in the cash. But of course I go and I use the more expensive siding because I like to be able to change the color of the trim on the outside to be different from the siding itself. And then I kind of made it like this brick. You can kind of see and you can kind of see like the shading, I guess you could say, the shadowing of the siding, of the horizontal siding, but it's really not super noticeable. I mean, it's not super bad, and I thought that looked actually quite good. I was like, I might have to use that again because it actually turned out very well. So don't be surprised if in future builds I end up using this siding again. So, or this wallpaper or whatever for the brick. So there is a little bit of a front porch. Like I said, I tend to want to do a starter home. I try to make it look as nice on the outside as possible because your Sims can always buy furniture. You can always change it, but why not try to live in a house that looks fairly nice or halfway decent on the outside? So I do tend to try to lavish a little bit more on the exterior than I do so much on the interior. I try to go as cheap as I can on the interior. So, because I have this vision, and like I said, I end up not having the funds technically. I had to do a lot of cheating in order to get the funds or to get it to work. I had to go out and then I had to lower, basically depreciate the value of the house over and over again by I used Enra's, I think it was Master Controller, has an option where you can do that. And that's what I did because, yeah, it was way too much. I think it ended up going to a total of like 18,000 or something like that with everything. And I really didn't want to get rid of anything on the outside. I didn't want to get rid of the windows. I didn't want to get rid of any of the I ended up getting rid of, I think, some of the plants to make it work. But it's like I really, really didn't want to have to do that. I mean, I even used a cheap door. But I found with this door, if you use that really cheap one and then just make everything on it white, it actually looks quite nice. It actually looks like a nice door. So, so here I am just painting the concrete. That doesn't cost any money, but you have to do individual squares onto the concrete. So you have to drag the color onto each piece of concrete in order to change it. And that will give you, and you can put basically flooring down for free. So if you ever wonder a cheap way to get flooring, just, wherever you have concrete, if it's already done in concrete, then just drag your color over on top of it and you won't ever know. Just remember that you can't copy it. You won't be able to copy it or anything. I do end up using too expensive of a bed. I do end up changing that and going with something cheaper because I had way too much money in this house. And it really needed to be a starter home because that was my goal. And it just, yeah. So I ended up changing it. Like I said, I changed it out. I ended up putting two chairs. There's a TV and a bookshelf in the living room. I think I ended up having to get rid of the chair. I think I was able to end up keeping the bookshelf. The bed, I ended up changing out the bed to one of the cheap ones. And I had to get rid of the nightstands and the lights. I had to put in all free lights. So they're all from the debug menu. So those will be, the only way you'll be able to find them is by going into build mode. And you'll see these little red squares. You'll see them when I go to put them in. You'll see them. But those are them, so you won't actually see any light fixtures because those were free and I didn't have any money. So the house cost too much. I'm telling you, it was too expensive. I had to take out all these stupid cheapy lights because they cost too much. So there I am putting some in. I added them to get more light because of it having different layers or different levels because the lighting, in the Sims 3 is all screwed up. But I ended up taking out them light fixtures anyway, so I decided to do this flooring again because I used it and I really liked it. So, and here I am just painting the concrete again. Like I said, it's a good thing to do. It's just to bring it over and, copy it like that so it's free and cheap. So there's your bathroom. I realized after I got done that I forgot a shower. There was no shower in the entire house, so your Sims really couldn't bathe unless they bathed at the sink. So while I was trying to get rid of cost, I was able to lower the cost below the minimum amount for a starter home. And then I realized, crap, I don't have a shower. I don't have a tub. I don't have a shower. That stupid shower took me way over. Now I'm having a problem here because now I'm over the cost again, and I really needed the shower. So yeah, it was quite interesting, but I did manage to get it taken care of. And like I said, your Sims, when they move into this, if they have the furniture, they will literally be broke. They won't have hardly any cash left over. So, but I believe here is where I think I'll be putting the little closet, or I'm not even sure what it is, but yeah, I think that little archway right there going down the stairs is not really an archway, but that whatever ceiling there is kind of cool because it's in the shape of the roof. So I was like, well, that was actually quite cool. I was like, that's pretty neat. You can kind of see it in the screenshot. So if you stick around to watch a screenshot, you'll see a picture of it going down to the bedroom down there. You'll see the little like arch of the roof. I thought that was kind of cool. So I do end up putting a railing in. Like I said, I splurged, but some stuff I just feel like you need, like the railings. I just could not part with the railings. I had to have them. And I use the cheapest dresser possible, but you know, it really doesn't look that bad if you paint it all in white. It actually looks pretty nice. So there's the bookshelf. I wish they would have cheaper bookshelves, but they really don't have anything super cheap. And then I mean, I used all kinds of cheap stuff, but I still went over in cost. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, all this furnishing does change, unfortunately. If you want to see exactly what's inside the house when you go to download it, you'll probably want to stick around and see the screenshots, because I had to take out a lot of stuff. I had to take out one of the chairs. I had to change up the bed. I don't think the bed changed. I had to get rid of the end tables and lights. There's no light fixtures or anything like that. So, and I went ahead and changed the color of the foundation. If you don't change, like if you don't repaint it, but you just go into the color and change the color in general without putting on new, it won't cost you anything. I mean, that wallpaper automatically goes on there, so don't go and repaint it. Just change it in the creative style. And then, of course, here I am trying to put a ceiling in. What was I thinking? I don't know. That took me over the amount. Why would I even have cared? I don't even know why I cared. Why it mattered so much for me to have this. I mean, look at me. I'm still trying and insisting to have a roof. I mean, I even go through the whole thing of adding walls to get the grid to appear. And all this mess just for the grid. Just for a ceiling that I have to then take out later because I don't have the funds for it. So here am I taking it out yet? Eventually, I eventually delete all that. Eventually realize that this isn't going to work. And that was really a stupid idea. And I can't recolor that. And I couldn't figure out why. Why can't I recolor that? I don't know. I could change the color of it if I wanted, but I couldn't put a different wallpaper on it. And I could not figure that out. I couldn't figure it out. No idea even now what had happened. But I will eventually get rid of all that roofing because that roofing was just a stupid idea. So you can see the roof is now gone. I think I just hit undo until it disappeared. I'm not sure what I did. But as you can see, it's gone because it costs too much. If you're doing a starter home, don't put that in. What was I doing? I don't know. I mean, I'm still fighting with it. Like, what the heck was I doing? Why is it back? Why is the roof there? Did I not get any, like, common sense here or realize that the roof just was a bad idea and I couldn't afford it anyway? I have absolute no idea what I was doing, but I do get rid of it when I realize that I can't afford it. Oh my goodness. What was I doing? I spent way too much time on this house. Way too much time. Way too much. So I'm just coloring a bunch of dirt in here because I wasn't going to spend the money for tiles to go under there, but I wanted it to be black. And yeah, I think I'm even, if you're able to see the amount, I think I'm over the price. And yet here I am still putting stuff down. I mean, there I go, putting a tree that I can't afford. and other trees or things I can't afford. I mean, I end up changing stuff out. I think I still end up getting, I can't remember, did I get rid of one of them trees? I think I leave them. I think I was being stubborn and I left the trees. I think I got rid, because getting rid of oh, what are those things called? That bush with the white flowers. I cannot think what it's called, but those are only $1. So getting rid of those really isn't going to save you anything. But then I go and I put this stupid window in. Yes, it looks cool. Yes, it makes it look nicer. Yes, now the person can get out of their bedroom if there's a fire. But we can't afford it. I put it in anyway. What was I thinking? I don't know. I do end up leaving the window. So because I couldn't part with that either. But yeah, and there wasn't enough room. There are not enough funds. I mean, there's no door going to that patio, so you got a little patio out back that has no exit to get to it because the kitchen's there. I could have gotten rid of some of the cabinets, but I didn't. So here are the screenshots. As you can see, the window did stay. I did leave all the trees and bushes. If you want to make it a little bit cheaper, get rid of those trees because I think that's where some of the cost was. And then, like I said, I got rid of some of the interior furnishings as well. But you'll see that in the screenshots here on the stuff that I did keep and the stuff that I got rid of. So I hope you enjoyed. Any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them below, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.